Hey, this is Steve Cefalu, and this is Another Lifestyles, and today we're talking to board member Nick Richard with Safe Haven Foundations. It's Richard.
I say Richard.
I'm bad.
Well, we're in Louisiana. You're right, I'm wrong.
All right.
You know?
No. I'm wrong, you're right. So what's going on? Safe Haven Foundation, tell us about it and what's going to be happening.
So there's kind of a history, though, to what Safe Haven is. You know, again, this all started back in 2012 when the state of Louisiana decided to close down the flagship hospital, Southeast Louisiana Hospital.
Right.
And, you know, anybody from around here, Mandeville was known for that, right? Was known, the Messengerton of Mandeville was because of the hospital.
Right.
And as the years progressed and as, Mandeville and St. Tammany grew and got bigger, the hospital actually got better and better. So it really was a sad moment when that the state announced that closure. Fortunately, we've got pretty good elected officials here. And at that time, obviously, parish government stepped in along with our other elected leaders and couldn't let that resource leave our community and help bring a private provider in. At the same time, there was also some vacant property there. So under the guidance of, again, our parish president and other elected leaders, they decided the need's there, we have the space, we have the ability and the right people, let's go ahead and make something that our community needs. And that's what the most simplest way to begin what Safe Haven is. Fast forwarding a little bit further, Senator Jack Donahue, about 1.5 years ago, saw the need to help develop a foundation to support the many programs that are out there, a lot of nonprofits. And the campus that's being built, it's a full continuum of services. It's not just one provider, it's not just one place. It's all these wonderful programs working together to make our community better. So seeing the need to have a foundation to be able to raise funds and pick projects, the Safe Haven Foundation was formed. This is actually, so May 11th, which is a Saturday, we're actually going to have our first ever fundraiser. It's our inaugural fundraiser called Picnic with a Purpose. It's going to be held at Fontainebleau State Park.
Isn't Safe Haven right around there?
Safe Haven's right across the street. Yeah, so you got all that. It's beautiful out there. You got Pelican Park, you got Fontainebleau State Park, you got Safe Haven out there. I'm out there a lot. My office happens to be out there. Wildlife, we got deer. It's just a beautiful place. So it's really great that we're able to hold that. That's kind of why it's at Fontainebleau, right? So we want to have it in that area to have that vibe going. So, the fundraiser is going to be held from 1 to 5. It's a Saturday. It's the day before Mother's Day. And look,
bring your mom out.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. Look, I got 3 kids.
Tell me,
I got
Nick.
a 7-year-old. I got a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old. Right?
Woo!
Yeah. So
no wonder you don't get any sleep.
That's why I got gray hair. I'm really only 20. Okay.
You look 20.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. You do too. Maybe 25.
You need glasses.
Maybe 25. So last year, I actually ended up, for Mother's Day, we actually ended up doing a picnic at Fontainebleau State Park for my wife. We got some things together, some food, so the kids could do that. Because, to be around the kids and be outside and do that. Well, for this, I'm actually going to take my wife, and she's loving the idea. I got to pay $25 for me and her, $25 a piece, to go in and have all the unlimited seafood I want.
What?
Right, unlimited seafood.
What kind of seafood?
They're going to have crawfish, boiled shrimp. They're also going to have jambalaya and some other non-seafood stuff.
Catfish?
I don't know if we're having catfish. Maybe.
Crawfish.
Right. But you got crawfish.
That's the trumper.
What you got? Boiled shrimp, though. You can't go wrong with that. Crawfish and shrimp.
I'll take the crawfish.
Yeah.
So it's $25 a person. What about
$25
for kids?
an adult. Well, 16 to 18, it's $15.
Okay.
And then anyone under 6 is free. So I do have to pay for my one kid. All right. Yeah. All right. So I pay a little bit more than 50. I pay 65. But look, not only that, they're going to have all these other things going on for kids. So they're going to have food for kids. They're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers for the kids and some jambalaya.
And is all that included in your price?
It's all included. They're going to have, so your soft drinks and your water is all included in your price. The only thing that you'd have to pay if you want is going to be for alcoholic beverages. There's going to be separate drink tickets. That's not included in the ticket price. But all you can eat seafood, jambalaya, food for the kids, all these little things that are going on, all included in the price.
Now where's this going to be? In Fontainebleau State Park?
It's going to be right there at the pavilion. So when you're coming into Fontainebleau State Park, right where the beach is, which is weird for me to say because we didn't used to have a beach there, but right where the beach is, that whole area right there, we're going to actually have, you're going to have some kayaking and some canoe stuff that's going on out there in the water. Yeah, so they're really incorporating the
stuff
natural.
for the kids, games for the kids.
Well, you got to, right? It's Picnic with a Purpose. So it really is.
What about for moms? Are they going to get anything like flowers or something?
We're going to get some seafood.
Yeah, but
know,
you're
I
paying
mean,
for that. They're not
yeah.
gonna get flowers.
Yeah. I hear that you're offering to come out and give flowers to every mother out there. That's what
I'll
I'm
be
hearing.
glad to do that if you pay for them.
We'll sign you up for it. All right, see if we can get them donated.
Yeah, I'll be in town.
I tell you what, that's a great idea. I'll pitch it to the rest of the board. How about that?
It's Mother's Day.
I agree with you. One of the other things that everybody's going to get, we're going to have 4 Unplugged playing out there. So you're going to get you're going to get music,
All right.
you're going to get live entertainment, and again, there's going to be a lot of other different things for the kids.
Raffles?
There's a raffle. So the raffle that's going on. So if you can't show up, maybe you got plans, maybe you're going out of town, maybe there's a graduation or something going on. If you can't show up, you can still participate. We're selling raffle tickets, a limited amount of raffle tickets.
For what?
$10 a piece. But I got to tell you, look.
What are you going to get?
So you got 6 prizes.
Tell me. Tell me what I'm going to get. Tell me, Nick.
You kill me. I feel like I'm selling you.
Tell me.
I feel like I'm selling you.
Tell me, Nick.
So, first place prize is actually, so you get Saints tickets and you actually end up getting field passes, parking passes, and some very nice Saints tickets. Second one is LSU tickets. So you're actually going to get some really sweet LSU football.
What game?
I think you get to choose, and I think it's some of the bigger ones.
Alabama game?
I don't know if I don't think we have Alabama at
Alabama's
home.
not here this
Yeah,
year, I think.
but I do think it's like the Florida or it's one of the Florida or Auburn game. I think it's one of the big games. So you get that, but there's also field passes with that, parking passes, and a tailgate pass. They actually have what I'd call a jacked up golf cart. So a top of the line fancy golf cart. That's one of the prizes. A dirt bike is one of the prizes. And then for the moms, there's a staycation. So part of the staycation package is that you have a night at the Southern, and then you also have dinner at some of the local restaurants that are there, a couple little dinners there. So, those are the prizes.
You stay for 2 nights?
I don't know,
Dinners
I don't know if it's 1 or 2.
is 2 nights.
Right. Well, you just, eat early, eat late. Lunch and dinner. Lunch and dinner,
Lunch and dinner.
I say you do a brunch and you do a dinner.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's
So the raffle, $10. How many tickets you going to sell?
we're gonna cut it at 3,000 because it will sell at $10. I mean, who's not willing to take the chance for one of those? You get every ticket you get a shot at all those. We basically pull the name and we start from the bottom, and it's.
You don't have to
raw.
be there to win.
You don't have to be there now. So
That's not bad.
yeah, we'll be.
You've been hustling. That's how you got those tickets.
That's right. I didn't hustle them.
You didn't?
Some of our other wonderful board members hustled.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm good enough to hustle.
Oh,
for that,
give me a break.
All
right.
Yeah.
So you can eat all the seafood for $25.
Mm-hmm.
What's the time?
It's from 1 to 5.
You're going to have an eating contest?
I'm going to unofficially have an eating contest because there's
Speed eating
Yeah.
contest.
No, I don't think we'll have. I don't think you want to do that with seafood. It seems like a bad idea.
No, you give them so much, whoever finishes first and eats the most.
We want to make sure there's enough there for
3 minutes.
everybody,
How many pounds you cook? Who's cooking them?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not involved in that. But the Louisiana Seafood Board donated more than 1,000 pounds of seafood.
What?
Yeah, that's a lot of seafood.
What's their number? I got to call these guys.
Right. Yeah, I don't think they just donate it personally to people. I think it's. So the money that we raise is actually going towards.
You're going to raise some big bucks.
Well, yeah, we have some
you
high
got 30
aspirations.
grand just from the raffle.
Yeah, easy. Our goal is to bring in a bit more than $100,000. So the purpose for the funds, everybody that's on the board's a volunteer. We have no administrative costs, no overhead costs for this foundation. We're all volunteers, and all of the funds that are raised are going to go towards Family Promise. Family Promise is building a day center on the campus of Safe Haven. And real quickly, Family Promise is a nonprofit agency that helps house homeless families.
Okay.
So, the general person doesn't understand that we have a little bit more homelessness in our parish than you'd think.
Yes.
And there are people living paycheck to paycheck. And look, you lose your job, and you can't pay rent. You're living on somebody's couch, or you're living in your car. There are more families out there with kids. So again, in order to be eligible for Family Promise, you actually have to be a family with a child. And the neat thing about
child under the age of 18.
Under the age of 18. The neat thing about what they do is they actually, during the week, they have a host congregation, a church, who actually host to allow the family to sleep there at night. And then during the day, Family Promise actually has a day program. They have one in Slidell now, and they're going to be building one right there on the Safe Haven campus to be able to give access to different resources. So during the day, the parents are able to go there, get jobs, learn some skills maybe they didn't learn. So that's what the day program is for.
So do you help them get jobs, help them train them?
I don't work for Family Promise. Family Promise does that. They have an executive director and they have staff. And that's, again, we're putting the funds towards giving them a location so they can continue their operations.
Okay.
So it's a worthwhile
They have
cause.
an office in Slidell, you said?
They have a day program. That's where their only office is right now.
Where is that located, do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but they use congregations on both sides of the parish, all across the parish. And the
How
other
many families do you think they serve?
You know, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's you know, I'm talking to David. David Horchar is the executive director there, and you know, I talk to him weekly, and I mean, there's always a new family coming in. But the other neat thing about it is, you know, his line is always, we're giving people, you know, a helping hand. We're getting them back on their feet.
Right.
They're not housing people for years. They're housing people for a couple of weeks, sometimes up to a month or two, and they're helping them get into their you know, get their life back together.
Yeah.
We're essentially talking about people who, you know, just had a little stumble and, you know, just need a little bit of help.
Do they come back after they've done this and help?
You know, it's such a new program that I don't know that they have the history there yet, but I would definitely think that that's something. I know for the programs that we operate and some of the other programs that I see in the community, you certainly see that with more of the established programs.
Right.
But they're just so new that I don't know that, you know, that they've seen any of the return graduates. But I know they keep in touch with them and they track the progress and they're able to, you know,
And
reach
do
out
they
and
stay at
see.
the same, is it churches they stay at every night, or how does that work?
Yeah, it works for a week. So basically, churches sign up as a host congregation, and they go, okay, well, this is going to be my week to host the Family Promise, you know, families. And of course, Family Promise has the cots. They bring it all in. All the church has to do is say, look, you have this space where you can set up some cots. And they have to have a place to eat and shower and all that, but you have this space for a week. So every week, a different church is signed up throughout the year. The other neat thing
Who
that
provides the food and the meals for the families?
So I believe Family Promise either works that out with the congregation or they accept donations.
Okay.
And like they've said too, look, if you're interested in helping out, they're looking for volunteers. If you just have a group of friends that wants to cook for a week and cook all the meals, that can help out. So again, it's a worthwhile cause, it's a worthwhile organization. So much so that, look, I run another nonprofit that's involved in Safe Haven, and I'm on the board of the Safe Haven Foundation, and we chose Family Promise as the first organization to receive the funds for their day program. That's how critical I think it is to our community.
So let's get back to the fundraiser. Tell us about that. We got about a couple of minutes left. What's the date again?
Again, May 11th, Saturday,
From?
1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And look,
Where do you get tickets? We didn't even say that.
so you got to, that's a good point, right? We don't have a website because, again, we wanted to keep our overhead to zero. We are on Facebook. So you can look up, you know, Safe Haven Foundation on Facebook. Our tickets are on Eventbrite. So if you go to Eventbrite, you can purchase the tickets on there. You just type in.
What if you don't do
picnic with the
Facebook?
compass. If you don't do Facebook
I don't do Facebook.
or the internet, what about the internet? You got to do Eventbrite.
internet. Where do I go?
You go to Eventbrite, and that's where
Eventbrite? Go to Facebook?
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. That's all I have to type up.
All you gotta do,
Eventbrite.
you go to Eventbrite. That's where people sell tickets. They even sell concert tickets there.
Okay.
And you can go on there.
You get them at the door.
You can get them at the door, yes, most
Same
certainly.
price, $25.
Same price. We're not charging a different price at the door. We're doing this rain or shine. And again, you know, if we have weather like we've been having, hopefully it'll be cooler. I know it's going to be in May, but you know.
It's crawfish. That's
Exactly.
the magic word.
Right.
Crawfish and shrimp, they'll come if it's snowing.
Can't go wrong. And again, it's before Mother's Day. I know I'm being selfish, but
No,
it's so
you're
much
not being
easier.
selfish. Take care of
It's
your
so
wife.
much easier.
Come
Well, I
on.
would, but it's such an easy thing to do too.
Does your wife
It's a
eat
great
seafood?
way. Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't do it, you know.
So this was your idea. This was your idea.
I mean, you're making
so
it
you
seem
wouldn't
like-
have to go out and do something special
Yeah.
for your wife
You're
on
making
Mother's
it seem
Day.
like that's what I crafted.
That's what you did.
No, it's just
Let's call
it's a
a
happy
spade a
coincidence.
spade. What a coincidence.
It's a beautiful coincidence.
What's your wife's name?
I'm not married. I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking
Hey, Nick,
about.
what are you doing for
Right,
Mother's Day?
Right.
Let's have a party
Well,
and
you can
invite
eat
everybody
seafood.
we can know.
That's
we
what
know.
you do. I'm
And
giving
we
her
can
all
help
you
out
can
at
eat
work. And she
seafood.
probably said, that's great,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
exactly. See, I get to help people and also address that. That's called smart management, man.
That's called raise your feet because it's getting deep.
Everybody wins. You
Yeah, and your wife wins too because she don't have to cook.
don't have to cook anything. Well, I do all the cooking in my house.
You
All
do?
the cooking. 100% of the cooking.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know,
Okay, so tell me, what is it? Saturday, May 11th.
Saturday, May 11th, we're
Fountain
going
Blue
to run
State Park.
Fountain Blue State
Problem's
Park.
not parking's not a problem.
Parking shouldn't be a problem. There's enough parking out there.
25 bucks a tickets.
25
And
for
what about
adults.
for the under 18?
So for 6 to 18, they're going to be $15 a ticket, and for everybody under 6, they're free. So
Okay.
all you little kiddos that are under 6.
And you're gonna have stuff for the kids.
Oh, there's going to be all kind of things out there. There's going to have, you know, where we've talked about having little petting zoos out there, maybe some bounce house stuff. There's going to be enough events and enough. We understand, again, this is a family event. We understand, again, St. Tammany, it's a family community, right?
Right.
You know, I'm
Family, food, and friends. You get them.
can't go wrong. And look, again, everything is included: food, water, soft drinks, jambalaya, hot
Everything.
dogs.
Dessert.
I don't think we're gonna have dessert out there.
Nick,
You're killing me.
Nick, you're killing
What
me.
are you? You're picking all my, you know.
Nick, what about desserts?
Now I got to get flowers and desserts.
You better get flowers for those mothers.
Now I'm the bad guy.
If you don't get flowers for the mothers, you're going to be the bad guy.
I'm already the guy who crafted an event so I could take it easy on Mother's Day. Now I'm the guy who didn't bring flowers and didn't have
something
dessert.
for those moms.
Oh, I'm going to have to bring
Make
them
them feel
stuff to the board.
special.
Well, they are special.
And they're going to have gloves to wear so they don't get crawfish gradu under their fingernails.
Yeah, sure. And
Better
if they
get 'em-
don't, we know
Better get
know whose
them
fault it is.
flowers or something special.
You're 100% right.
They do it at churches for Mother's Day.
There's enough flowers out there at the park.
Oh yeah, that's good.
We'll go through early.
You'll be on TV next time in this show
Right,
with your
right.
face like this.
Yeah, right.
I
Remember
took the
when I was
flowers.
married?
Remember
Yeah.
when I had this great idea and now I'm doing time
Yeah,
for
that's
picking
right.
flowers?
Right. Well, you know.
All right,
it's a
so
public park.
May 11th, any phone number they can call for information?
We don't. We're a foundation of volunteers. There are
telling
$0 that are going into
Okay,
this.
all right.
So
And
we're out there.
Where
on
do they go
Facebook.
again?
So you can go look up the Safe Haven Foundation on Facebook, or you can go to Eventbrite and type in
E-R-I,
Event, EVENTBRITE.
Bright, okay,
Right.
B-R-I-T-E.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration,
absorb
a
what
tool,
people are giving you.
not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, the frogs, spiders, this is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Hey, we're back. We couldn't get another guest, so Nick stood around.
Hey, like I said,
And it's Richard, Nick Richard.
You got it right the second time. That's why I
right,
came
that's
back.
why you're back.
Right.
All right, so what are we talking about this time?
So I'm
We
actually.
already talked about the May 11th picnic with a purpose at Fontainebleau State Park.
That's correct.
All right, what are we talking about now?
So because May is Mental Health Awareness Month, which is why all these events are happening. So on May 18th, we're actually going to hold our 3rd annual NAMI Walk event on the Mandeville Lakefront. I'm actually the executive director of NAMI St. Tammany. NAMI stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Okay.
We are the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, where I'm actually one of about 900 affiliates, and we primarily serve St. Tammany Parish.
Okay.
Our affiliate was started right 1984, and it was primarily volunteers up until 2008 when they hired me. So I've been here for 10 years at this position. What we generally do is we provide resources, support, education, and advocacy,
Okay.
not only to people living with mental illness, but their families.
Okay.
And that's what our primary focus is. So this event is not only to raise funds for these programs, because they're free to the community. We make sure everything we do is free.
Okay.
So in order to have that free, there's costs on the back end for materials and time and all of that. So we do this fundraiser, which again, we generally bring in, last year we brought in about $110,000, so it's a pretty big fundraiser. But also, I think the thing that made me the proudest was we had about 750 people out there. So to see 750 people at the Mandeville Lakefront down by the yacht club on that end is where we start. To see that many people coming out showing that mental health, appropriate mental health services are important to them. For me, as a nonprofit leader, it really shows that our community's behind us. So it's not just a fundraiser for me, that people that participate. It's more than that. It shows that there's a change in the way that we view things. There's a change in the importance of mental health issues in our community.
Well, let's touch on where the fundraiser is going to be so everybody will know where it is, and then we can talk more about mental health. We know it's near the yacht club,
Yeah, it's
but
going
we
to
don't know what it is.
Right.
What is
So
it?
it's a walk. So it's free to sign up. It's a NAMI walk. We're going to be on May 18th, Saturday.
Where are you going to walk from where to where?
It's one end to the other. It's actually exactly 5K.
One end of what?
The lakefront in Mandeville.
Okay.
You start at the yacht club right there on the front of the lakefront.
Okay.
And you walk all the way down and all the way back. That's 5K.
Okay.
That's exactly
What's
5K.
all the way down? What's at that end when you turn around?
Isn't it the wall, the lake?
That's it?
That's it. You hit the end. You never walked the lakefront?
No.
You live in Lacombe this many years, you don't go to the lakefront?
No.
I guess y'all got better water, huh? Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I went to the lakefront in New Orleans where I grew up.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take the walk.
It's beautiful out there. Plus, we got all the restaurants. Look, some people make it halfway down. They go stop over at the restaurant. So it's free to sign
does it
up.
start?
It starts. Sign up starts at 8. So check-in will start at 8. We'll actually start walking at 9.
Okay.
We're going to have some events out there for the kids. We have some vendor booths. We'll make sure we have some food at no cost. Again, this is about supporting the organization and showing your support. What we ask people to do is you sign up. There's no cost to sign up, and you ask people to sponsor you. So you ask people to donate money towards your cause, and of course we have sponsorship money that comes in as well. So again, if you don't raise any money, that's okay too. We're not gonna, we're not gonna shame you if you're out there walking, but we ask that everybody sign up and try and set a goal and try and raise.
What do most people try and raise? $100?
Well, I can tell you that, generally $100 is a good goal to aim for.
What are most sponsorships? $5, $10, something like that?
For the sponsorship? Oh yeah,
To sponsor a walk.
Sure. Yeah, I usually see 10, 50, and 100, or 10, 25, 50, and 100 are usually the average amounts of donations to a walker.
How many sponsors do you have? What are the sponsorship
Well, for
levels?
actual sponsorships, there's different levels of sponsorship.
Okay.
Our highest level sponsorship is actually a $15,000 sponsor. We've got some $5,000 and some $10,000 sponsors from some companies that support the organization.
You have sponsors already?
We do. We don't have a $15,000 sponsor this year. We did the last 2 years, but it's a company that's not in the area anymore. So we still have the ability to take on some of our larger sponsors and some of our smaller sponsors. So there's definitely ability there. And of course, they get, they're getting on the shirt. They're getting to have tables depending on their level of sponsorship. They're getting on our website. We do a lot of social media on this. You said you're not on Facebook, but we're out there on Facebook.
Probably only one, but that's
We're emailing. I don't know about that. I don't blame
on
you.
one day and had 700 new friends who I didn't know, so I said,
Yeah. You don't want to do that. It's too eager.
So, okay. So we need sponsorships. Do you know who some of the sponsors are that you have now?
Off the top of my head, we're working obviously with some of our mental health care providers.
Okay.
So Covington Behavioral Health is obviously a big sponsor for us. Louisiana Healthcare Connections, which is a managed care company. So a lot of the companies that we work with, and then we've got other local partners that community partners that we're working on right now. We've got some verbal commitments, but until we have obviously all of our paperwork in hand,
Right.
We'll be able to start announcing that pretty soon. Actually, this Friday we have we're doing our team captain kickoff luncheon. So there's team
That's
captains.
going to be probably after the show airs.
Is it?
Before the show airs, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I'm all right with that. I'm telling you.
Tell me.
I might as well tell you. Well, it describes the walk. So what you'd usually end up doing is you have a team captain that goes and solicits other walkers. For example, I captain my team. And my team name, which no one has agreed with me on yet, but I've done it every year, is Waka Waka. Because I'm a dad.
Like Willy Wonka?
No, Waka Waka, like Fonzie Bear from like Muppet Babies, so,
Like
the
what?
Muppets, you don't have, little kids,
Not anymore.
It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, I know.
It was jokes, right? So Waka Waka. Why not? It says walk in it.
Why not, Nick?
Right. So my team goal is
Waka Waka Wick, Nick.
$3,500 is my team goal, and
Wow.
I feel like we'll hit that.
How many on your team?
Right now I only have about 6 people, but I
What's
end
the
up
limit for a
generating.
team?
There's no limit. You can have as many people.
You could have 3,500 people on your team. You put up a buck.
That'd probably be a good way to go at it. But usually I end up, well, if you look, I'll tell you some other big teams. The Sheriff's Department is a huge supporter. They get a lot of their deputies out there. The Sheriff's a big
Randy
supporter.
Smith do the walk?
Yeah, he was there last year. He'll be here again this year.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, they were the second place team last year. They lost
first. You
no, it wasn't me. No, one of our big supporters, Ethan Hubbard. He actually was not even there during the walk. He was in the Caribbean, and he remoted in by FaceTime when we were doing the walk. But he ended up raising the most amount of money.
Oh, that's how you win if you raise the most amount of money. Is that it?
Yeah, right.
Not your time walking.
No, yeah, it's the amount of money. It's not a race. It's an awareness walk.
Okay.
So we're not. We don't get any prizes for finishing first. Some people do run it, but again, it's about raising funds for the organization, but also showing the community that mental health matters and that the work that we're doing is
Tell us
important.
about the problems we have in this community.
And I think the good thing is again, like the media is showing this a little bit more, right? It's showing that mental health is something that's important or is happening throughout our country. We're having, unfortunately, we have higher suicide rates here in St. Tammany Parish.
Words out of my mouth.
This last year we had almost 50 suicides. It's the most we've ever had in the history of our parish. This is something
They used
that.
to have a campaign on TV about that.
Yeah, I remember being involved. Well, look, a lot of the stuff that we're doing now with Safe Haven, again, that dates all the way back to the Suicide Task Force, the Behavioral Health
Right.
Task Force, and now the Safe Haven. We've got a task force that goes on, and I serve on that as well in my capacity as the NAMI Executive Director. But those are not the only issues. Untreated mental illness is a chronic disease, like many other chronic diseases, and if you don't take care of it, you can have poor outcomes, right? If I have diabetes, and I don't realize I'm supposed to diet or exercise, and I eat nothing but sweets, I'm going to have poor outcomes. I could lose a limb, I could die, all these things can happen. Mental illness is the same way. You can live the best life that you can live. You can recover and lead a pretty good life if you're able to access appropriate resources, whether it be medication and therapy or whatever you need in life. But if you're not able to access those, your outcomes are not going to be good, right? So we know with mental illness, I know you're involved in the school system, so here's what we know about mental illness. So of people that are going to be diagnosed with a mental illness, a lifetime case, by the age of 14, 50% of those people are showing signs and symptoms by the age of 14. By the age of 24, 75% are showing signs and symptoms. But it often takes about 3 years from showing the first signs and symptoms to actually getting into some type of treatment. There's no other chronic illness that takes us 3 years is the average length of time from showing signs to actually getting into treatment. A lot of times people don't know what they're looking at, and they don't know where to turn for help. Look, to be a parent is hard enough. They don't give you a map or a guide on how to raise kids. I mean, there's books out there, whatever, but there's no real guide on how to deal with that. Then you throw in hormones, dealing with teenagers. Then you try and throw in legitimate disabilities like mental illness, right? It's very isolating because you feel embarrassed as a parent sometimes. So again, that's what our organization is there for.
And is it denial? No, you don't have a problem.
Of course, because you'll grow out of it.
Yeah.
That's typical teenage
It's just
behavior.
the phase you're going through.
Right. And again, if you're not trained like anything else, if you're not trained to distinguish between the two, you can certainly make it worse. There's no other any chronic illness, the earlier you intervene, the better your outcomes are going to be, right? Any chronic illness. Same thing with mental illness. So a big part of what we do is bring the awareness, and we try to bring the shame out of it so people will reach out for help. That in turn will get people into treatment, and their outcomes are going to be a lot better, making us have a healthier community.
So let's just say I think one of my children, God forbid, has a mental illness problem. Sure. I can come to you and say, can you check this out for me?
You just call us, and a lot of
it's not, no cost, you said, right?
Yeah, and again, we're not licensed clinicians. What you'd do is you'd call us or you'd go to one of our support groups as a family member, right? We do not do licensed clinician work, but we do handle thousands of phone calls annually. Every day we're taking in phone calls from family members with that exact question. So what we do is we go through a series of questions, get a little bit more information out, and we guide you to an appropriate licensed mental health professional. If you don't have insurance or money, we can help find somebody at sliding scale. It's very, very cheap. If you do have insurance, we can send you to somebody that meets the needs of your child. We're there as a referral agency, and then from there what we do is we put on free education classes. So it's like auditing a college course because it's a very complicated thing. There's a lot of science behind it, right? I mean, it is. It's an illness in the brain. It's the final frontier in for our body. We understand breaking things. We understand all these other things. So we end up educating people for free in that class, and we also give support. So we also bring other family members together so they can lean on each other, so they don't feel like they're alone. And that really is our tagline: is you're not alone.
Okay. We have to wrap this baby up. 2 questions about how many families a year do you think you treat, and then let's quickly get back to talk about the fundraiser.
Yeah. So phone calls, we receive around 2,500 phone calls that we document every year, and then if you count all of our resources up, the hits on our website, we also have a mobile app that law enforcement uses. We're getting about 16,000 hits there. So I'd say we estimate somewhere in the neighborhood about 50 to 55,000 people live with serious mental illness in St. Tammany, and of course we're talking to about 20,000 folk annually.
Significant.
Yeah, a significant amount of individuals.
Tell us about the fundraiser.
Yeah, right. So this is our 3rd annual walk. It's the NAMI Walks, and it's going to be held on May 18th.
Which is a Saturday.
That's right. It's a Saturday. We're going to start a little earlier because it's hot. Last year we started it around I think at 11, and we had buddy. Woo! Yeah, that was a bad idea. So we bumped it up to 9. Registration starts at 8. We're going to have some music out there, and some entertainment, and some good things.
And it's free. If you want to participate, it's free. You get sponsors.
Yeah.
And they'll have food and all that's free too, or no?
That's all included in that. We have sponsors that'll
It's all
sponsor the
included
food.
in,
You just show up. It's just included in signing up for the walk and showing that you support
you
mental
get
illness.
sponsors.
Yeah, we get sponsors to cover the cost for that.
How
so.
many walkers do you usually get?
Last year we got about 750. I expect us to get over the 1,000 this year.